Alright, here it is. My 1949 Fargo. It's an F1B. This truck originally was on a 49 two-wheel drive chassis, you know, the original. But I had put another flathead 6 in it with the 4-speed. But it was also cracked, like the first one. So then I put a slant 6 in it from a Valiant. A lot of fab work to put that in there just to realize it was just about as gutless as the flathead was. These are pretty heavy little trucks. So then I put a 1970 440 in this out of a New Yorker with the 727, and that worked pretty well until I twisted the frame and all the leaf springs were crying for help. So then I thought, well, I've got this 66 Dodge W200 swept line in the back, 3/4 ton, 4x4. So that's what this is on now. I dumped that body back in the bush. It was pretty rusted out. And I took 6 inches out of the center of the frame, brought the wheelbase closer together, and put the 49 Fargo body on that chassis. It's got Dana 60 rear, Dana 44 front, still got closed knuckles with drum brakes, but that's I'm not much of a modern sort of person, so you know, Dakota S10 swaps, not for me. Yeah, 410 gears. I put the 440 back in this with a new process 435 with, we call it bull low up here in Canada, but granny low. Here she be. Here's the 440. Fit an aluminum rad way up there behind the grill. Not a lot of room for the rad. That's probably the worst part on this truck is cooling. I mean, it stays cool, but you know. Rebuilt the closed knuckles. The brass bushings were in great shape, so everything went smooth. Can't get in. A little better view from this side. The bell housing is aluminum bell. Came out of a 76 Dodge 4x4 I've got in the back. Put the master on the firewall. The previous chassis I had mounted it under the floor, so never quite got the right pedal pressure, it seemed. Even with, I put a Scarebird disc kit on the front on the other one, and it never quite did what it was supposed to do. Just regular log manifolds. The steering box in this is from the 66. See where it comes through the frame there. The pedals were interesting. These are from the 66 3/4 ton, and I just fit them up behind the dash in the 49. Now keep in mind the 49 pedals went through the floor. They never hung from the dash, so this went right in. I didn't have to modify the bracket at all. The space from the dash to the firewall was perfect for the 66 pedal assembly. That's kind of interesting. The steering column's from the 66. I just shortened the column, shortened the shaft, and I used a Borgeson joint there onto the steering box. Kept the 4-speed shifter. I kept the dual. You've got to have the dual shifters if you're going to be doing this. So with the divorce transfer case, that was one of the coolest things Dodge had in their swept-line trucks. Put some gauges up there where there's nothing. Mounted the tack in the old speaker hole. Kind of hard to see over there when you're sitting in the driver's seat, but good use of that hole. she is. All kinds of fabrication work underneath. Had to shorten the rear drive shaft. I had to make the intermediate drive shaft longer because the engine and transmission went forwards about 6 inches to make up for the cab being forwards, because everything is, you know, not supposed to be on here. My water pump's making some interesting sounds. I'll wait till it fails and go from there. But that's it. So clutch works. Everything seems pretty good.